up, though? Welcome to the FreeGame Producer Podcast. My name is Brian Henry, and I got the super producer, the multi-platinum producer, the big homie Will Power in the building. What up, homeboy?
What's good, man? What it do? What it do?
Man, it's a blessing just to be here, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, we been knocking out work all day, you know.
Yeah,
we
man.
got a great interview with Needlz.
Yes.
Multiple Grammy Award winning, you know what I'm saying, multi-platinum, you know, everybody from Bruno Mars to 50 Cent to Cardi B, P&B Rock. I mean, the list goes on and on. Jeremiah.
Yeah, I'm super excited about this one.
Nicole
I can't
Bus.
wait. Once everybody hears this one, man, this one right here is some serious free game. Anybody that's a producer trying to get into like artist development and trying to figure out how to make a play in the music business, trying to recognize what a hit record might sound like, this is that episode.
And shout out to the Free Game Podcast. You know, we had him on episode number, I think it was 29, you know, and it's dope that we are bringing some of these people back again, you know, talking more about, you know, so shout out to Free Game, man. We've been putting this down for a minute. You understand me?
Super dope, man. Make sure y'all go check out Airbit. You know what I'm saying? If you're a producer, you need to go sign up, get your music up on the Airbit platform, and, you know what I'm saying, continue subscribing to the show. You know, we super thankful to partner with Airbit, making this possible. So let's get right on into this dope-ass episode.
Let's get it. Free Game Podcast, Airbit, Free Game. What up, though? Welcome back to the Free Game Producer Podcast. I'm Henry with the homeboy Will Power. We got a very, very special guest, a multi-platinum producer, multi-Grammy Award winning producer.
Yes, sir.
Produced for like everyone from 50 Cent to Cardi B to Game, P&B Rock, Bruno Mars. I can go on and on. He's got a dope new artist, Nicole Bus, is just tearing things. My daughter told me about Nicole Bus. My daughter's like, ask him about Nicole Bus. I said, okay, I'll ask him about Nicole Bus. We got Needlz in the building. How you doing, sir?
What's up, y'all? Y'all doing all right?
Good, man. Welcome to the show, bro.
Thanks,
Welcome back, man.
Thanks, man.
A lot going on with you, man.
Word,
It's super dope to watch, man. I just want to jump right into, you know, my favorite thing going on right now, man. You know, we could go back because I know we got to get your whole story and, you know, talk about it, man. But this Nicole Bus thing, man, like, geez, bro. Like, so what's the story behind it?
So pretty much every year I go to this conference in Rotterdam. It's like a music conference, and it's just an opportunity for me to just meet, you know, up and coming artists from over there. It's so much talent. And the thing over there, like, they really love R&B. They had a real respect for it, like the real shit. So, we were in a, I guess basically I was like a judge, and I had to, you know, basically judge whoever they put in front of me. And I just thought she was an amazing talent. She had an amazing tone.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and she was a part of the finalists to make it to come over to Atlanta to work with me. And after that session, we got a chance to see her some more, and was just like, yo, we really want to sit down and do some stuff with you. So over the course of, man, we put a lot of time into it.
Yeah.
Like, and when I say me, it's just not me up there doing everything. It's I got a little team, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we put about 3 years off and on. We would fly her out to, you know, she's from Amsterdam. We would fly her out every, you know, a couple months, you know, for about 3 years to work on the project. But
3 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. You know, I had no idea how you came across it. I knew she wasn't from, you know, the United States.
Yeah.
I had no idea though, like this was like a showcase find type of situation.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those things.
Yeah.
And we just, you know, wherever you can find the talent, it don't matter where they come from, you know what I'm saying? So and it was just something where it just became this passion project, you know. She gave us an outlet to just kind of do whatever we want to do.
I can tell, man.
Yeah.
You know, like when I listen to the project, you know, the same comparisons you've probably been hearing the whole time, but the whole like Lauryn Hill meets Amy Winehouse meets, you know, I know it, man, but it's so refreshing because so many people are afraid to put like that hip hop under.
Oh yeah.
You know, of course it's really musical, but like that hip hop is under there.
Yeah.
And she just, man, the way she's on it, I'm a huge fan, man. Like I'm all on the Instagram. I'm hitting her. Yeah, I'm like, whatever, dog. When's the song dropping? So, yo, man, I appreciate that.
Thanks,
I think
man.
it's really good music, man.
Thanks. And honestly, we did it for that. We did it for us. You know,
Yeah.
we did it for just bringing back some of that feeling of that 90s, you
Yeah.
know, hip hop. Everything we did was very intentional.
Yeah.
Like everything. Like even from her saying yo 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 yo, like the sound, like we was trying to really bring back that feeling. You know what I'm saying? So
well, I've been, you know, following you a long time. You had this hip hop artist you were working with before, and he was really dope.
Yeah.
I dig the way that you kind of like. I hate to use the word A&R because I don't know that that's what it is, because I mean, you're such a great producer. It's like, I know that you're probably just trying to find what works for your taste.
Yeah.
But
it's fun because at the end of the day, you know, over the course of the years, and I've been doing this for about 20 years now, you know, music has changed, you know what I mean? It started where I was like super inspired by everything, you know, late 90s or, you know, early 2000s hip hop. I was like, I just wanted to be a part of it. I didn't know if I wanted to produce or anything like that. I went to school. I went to NYU to be on the business side of it. But it changed over the course of the years to where it's like, oh man, I'm still getting checks. I know how to get placements and I know how to get singles. I know what a single sounds like, but it just wasn't as fulfilling as me to be able to really be creative and, you know, really not have a box. You know what I mean? I just really wanted to just create more than just a beat, just a whole vibe for a project. So the cat you were talking about, his name is Honors English. And once again, his project is just some TLC.
It's some jamming.
Yeah,
so jamming.
Yeah,
bro.
it's a lot of thought and a lot of time we put into that stuff.
You know, the thing that trips me out is you'll be ahead of the curve in finding somebody like an Honors English.
Yeah.
And then 2 years later, they start dropping, and it's like 10 Honors Englishes out here now. It's like, come on with that.
I really wish we would have kept going, you know. It was just something where, you know, a lot of cats at the point in their life where they're broke. Yeah. And they want to like,
you got to
you got to make a money. You got to make some money or, you know, and he had to kind of make that decision. You know, he went and, you know, he's like a professor at Florida A&M. He's always was a smart dude. You know what I mean? And he's like a yogi and he's just, you know what I mean? He's doing this thing. It's just, it is though. Like I see Kendrick and I see a lot of these cats like dang, it's like I had it right at, if we would have just kept going, you know. But you know, you learn from all those situations. You know?
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
Before we get off of this, your artist thing, I want to piggyback a little bit because a lot of people think they can get an artist and don't understand the process it takes. When you said 3 years, that stuck out because that's not an overnight kind of thing. Could you talk a little bit about the process of artist development and what producers need to do, you know, get an artist up like that?
Yeah. For me, it's, you know, I'm still a little old school with it where I want to create a project, whether it's an EP or an album that has a vibe, that has a flow, or you leave the album feeling like you know, like, you know, the artist, you know what I mean? So over the course of that span, I mean, one reason why it took a little bit longer because we were flying her from you know, over there, but outside of that, it was making sure we were able to tap into all her many talents. And like you said, her voice gives you a little Amy, a little Lauren, a little Sade. Like her new single, Rain, we wanted to make sure we included those Sade vibes, kind of, you know, those long notes at the beginning of the record. So once again, it was a combination of us finding that right fit for her voice, making sure that it was something creative, something different, but it also kind of had to work for now. You know what I mean? That which is still hard, and the album was turned in early, like a year before it came out. And I kept telling Nicole, like, yo, I want to like finish it. Like I really want to. I mean, although it's a complete project, there were still things I wanted to do. But hopefully there's a next album, and I honestly I've Nicole, she's not my artist. She's signed to Rock Nation.
Oh, I see.
But I do have two other artists that are total different vibes from her, and it's kind of that same process. Like one, Sherry Silver is like rock, pop, trap. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
It's a total different vibe.
Yeah.
And actually, her little single is about to come out with a little teaser on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
But same thing. She came in as kind of like a emo, indie kind of, songwriter.
Yeah.
And like a year later, yo, she's
turned it up.
Yeah, yo. Yeah. It's good to see the growth as just not only as an artist, but as a person.
Yeah.
To like, I mean, it's stuff like, I'm like, yo, somebody comes in the room, you hug them. You know what I mean? It's like you hug them, you make them feel invited. If your song is playing, you gotta fucking go crazy.
You gotta sell it. Right.
You gotta sell it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? As it's a lot of those things outside of music that we really like when we're working with artists. We're like, yo, you gotta do this, do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, I that's coaching, man.
Yeah.
That's like we talk about it all the time here. It's like you have to develop a personality.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you really knock it out the park when your true character and your personality meet.
yeah.
Then
absolutely.
it's like, now it's magical.
Yeah.
Now we got something we can take to the streets and,
Yeah.
or just, introduce to other people.
Yeah.
But I think, I'm watching, man, and I love it, man.
Appreciate it.
I enjoyed it. Your Instagram is always active. It's really dope to see like the types of producers you work with. I'm big on vibe and everything, and like it just looks like a vibe. It looks like they working.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
working.
yeah.
And that's part of the whole thing as well. It's like I'm vested. I buy into it.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah,
I mean? So
yeah.
if you say something's coming, I'm waiting on it
Yeah,
now.
that's dope.
And it's like,
That's
and I
dope.
think that you should know, and I don't know if you did it on purpose, but you should know that like that's how I see it. So I'm pretty sure others see it that way too.
Yeah, what's crazy is, and I'm blown away honestly by this whole operation.
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I'm saying? This is my first time up here, and I'm just like, this is so like props to you for this. So
Thank you,
I
man.
mean, because we're once again, we have our A-Room show, this we call it a show, but
Yeah.
same thing. Like you guys have kind of been there. You go on episode. What is this? I don't know.
We in there. It's 100.
Yeah, 100 and something. We're on episode 4, so I know all the different things that
it's
it
a lot of
takes to
work,
put.
yeah.
It's a lot of work. Same thing with Instagram and all that stuff. Just make it a conscious effort to have people there to film and all that stuff. So it's a different time in the industry, even when it comes to breaking artists. As much time as I spend working on the sonics and the look, it's just not enough these days. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People want to buy into the person.
They do,
and the
man.
personality. So you got to have a camera on them.
Yeah.
This shit has to be interesting. Now
Yeah.
you got to get on TikTok. You got to make sure your TikTok is
That's
popping.
right,
So
man.
it's just like the thing about it is just knowing that there's so many more steps, and it's technology's changing everything. You just got to keep adapting, or you're gonna fall off.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
So I know now, like you've got some new stuff going. Atlanta's a really like influential town.
Yeah.
And you're definitely one of the top tier influencers here. So recently I kind of heard about how you're doing these showcases, private showcases, private location type of situations where you bring out your most important influencers to just see what's new and what's hot.
Yeah.
What's kind of driving you to do that? Are you just still kind of looking for something new, or?
Yeah, for a couple of reasons. I think Atlanta has so much talent, and I think it's kind of got pegged as just trap.
Yeah.
But to me, there's a lot of talent as far as R&B.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to have an outlet for cats that are really talented and really making dope music, like Josh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just to have an outlet to the whole idea of it, of the quote unquote showcase. It's called Leak Eazy. And the whole idea of it is for cats that are still, if they're early in the process, just to play what they're working on. It doesn't have to be your single.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It could be a record that you did a couple days ago, you know, just to play in front of a curated crowd.
That's dope.
You know what I mean?
That's dope.
So we invited 50 people for the first one. And it was just a vibe. Everybody played. Most of it's acoustic, so and it has like a little dope backdrop. Then the next one we invited a different 50 people. Yeah, you know what I mean, just to grab a whole nother new crowd. And the key thing is for the artist to get the feedback and just once again an outlet. So this one we're taking it a step. We're inviting those 50 from the first time, 50 for the next time. Keep it small, keep it curated. Yeah, and just really create vibes. It's definitely gonna be something that's gonna grow, but we want.
I see it getting crazy.
Yeah, we want to grow it. We want to grow it, and at each showcase we have like a special. Well, this is the first time we're having like a special surprise guest, or whatever. But if y'all want to, hear more about it, just go on Instagram. It's Leak Eazy, and it's EAZY.
Yeah.
You can find out more.
Yeah,
about
that's
it.
dope. I think the coolest part about it is your exclusivity.
Yeah.
Like just, having to be on a list and know where it is, and like you can't just
it's password driven.
That's crazy first, man. So
for sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely keeping my eye out.
Yeah, you gotta come. I see you on
I'm
Sunday,
in that
bro.
thing, bro. That's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's keep going, man. I've been waiting to talk to him, man.
Brother,
So
man,
you know what I'm saying?
No, this is pretty dope. Of course, I want to get into your origin story, and we did this before. We had you on episode number 29.
Yeah,
so you can go. So I don't want to spend too much time on the story, but just a little bit. I'm from the Midwest as well, so I got that Midwest love. You're from Lansing, Michigan. What was it like, coming up there, and how did you manage to get into music?
It was, man. It was a great city, man. Honestly, Lansing is. When I grew up there, it was a big automotive, at GM and stuff like that. So it was a lot of like hardworking families, but like it was something about the black people there, like all of, my parents' friends and stuff. They were really like Afrocentric, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they were like a really close unit, you know what I'm saying? And I felt like I had aunties and uncles everywhere I went, you know what I'm saying? And, so it was just a cool place to live. And I think one thing about living in the Midwest is just, we didn't have like a huge rapper at the time.
Nope.
It wasn't like a sound per se, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we listened to everything, we listened to East Coast, we listened to Master P, we listened to everything, you know what I mean? I really think that helped out just my knowledge of music, just because I listened to everything. I didn't have like anybody to go to. Although I did start out really, big East Coast fan. So from there, I played ball in high school, and I DJ'd in high school. I saw Juice, and after that, after I saw Juice, I wanted to be Q. That's the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So I started DJing in high school. Went to Florida A&M for undergrad. I DJ'd there, and I went to school to major in business. But I don't know, it just semester after semester, I just got more and more into DJing, and it was just something hit me around my third year at FAM. It was like, I think a Wu-Tang album came out, and I was like in my little roach-infested little apartment down there, and this one Wu record came, and it was just the hardest record to me. And at that moment, I can remember it so vividly. I was just like, yo, I got to do music. I don't know what. I know I'm in school for business, but whatever I got to do going forward, for me, I got to pursue music. Yeah. And I was just a DJ at the time. I ended up transferring school so I can just get to New York. It was all about getting to New York where the music was. Find where the music is, go there. So I stopped DJing. As a hobby, I bought an MPC. You know what I mean? I saved up all my bread. I had a little poster on the wall of the MPC I was about to get. So I got that. I got into NYU. They were like one of the only schools at the time to have a music business program. So, which is rare. Like nowadays everybody has a music school. But back then there was like 5 schools or whatever. But for me it made sense because it was in New York. Went there. A part of their curriculum was to intern. Like I had to have an internship. So I interned for Puffy. And I was at the intern with the part of the company that managed their producers, the Hitmen. So like, all Stevie J, Bink, all the cats. So I had the opportunity to hear all their shit. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I was organizing their tapes it was CDs as they were going out to the different artists, like internally with Bad Boy and the stuff that was going out.
Wow.
And it was around that time I just started producing, and the guy I worked for was every intern has a hustle. What's your hustle? I was like, man, I just started making beats. And he's like, let me hear him. I played it for him, and he fucked with him, and then one thing led to another, and he started sending my stuff out with all the other cats.
Yeah.
And my stuff made it to Def Jam and got a couple placements, and it started from there. It's just random. Super random.
That's
man.
crazy to me, dog.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I first remember your name popping up with like the whole G Unit era. I think the Game record special on the documentary, and then I think the Young Buck single.
Yeah,
that was hard.
Man, thanks, man. I
that was
appreciate
super
it.
hard.
I love those records. I love that time because I felt like I was coming into my own as far as having my own sound and just kind of like, you know, once again, there was no boundaries, there was no box. Right. You know what I mean? You know, I was just doing, for some reason, all my beats were just really dark and hard. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, G Unit, shout out to 50, shout out to Shy, shout out to everybody, because they really were the ones that really, you know, took my stuff. And the thing about them was I wasn't like a known producer. They just listened, whatever beats they had, they were just picking the best beats.
Right.
So, yeah, man, Young Buck single, Bang Bang, Piggy Bank, all that whole that whole thing really kind of got my shit jumping.
So you know, a little earlier you were saying that you now know how you know when you hear a hit record.
Yeah.
Like, and then just a second ago you were saying early in your early times your beats were just dark. Mm-hmm. Like, at what point did you start to realize how to like shape it into something radio friendly or just a hit, just whatever?
Absolutely.
You know.
So for me, you know, I did all the hard stuff, did 50, Jada, Fab, all the stuff in New York. And then like the South came and kind of took over. Yeah. And it kind of dried up. Mm-hmm. And I remember just against my wife's wishes, I was like, yeah, we gotta move. We gotta follow the music. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I came down to Atlanta, and it was a struggle at first. You know what I mean? It wasn't easy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I had to kind of adjust my sound to what was going on. And so the first record I did that was kind of like a hybrid. You know, this was my interpretation of, it was a Wayne record. I don't know if it was a Millie. I think it was a Millie or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I listened to that record, and I just made my interpretation of something that is a little left. And I did this, actually, I made this CD. My boy said Wayne is gonna be at Hot Beats. You know, go drop the CD off to Wayne or whatever, to his boy. Yeah. I pull up with a CD, Sharpie, didn't work. My Sharpie, so I gave the dude damn near a blank CD. And next thing I know, Wayne like does a song over every beat on the damn tin. But it was good and bad because he put them all out and leaked them online, and I didn't get paid. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But one of the records caught, and that was I'm Going In with Drake, Classic, and Jeezy and Wayne or whatever. So that was like, all right. So I'm kind of back. But to your question, that was kind of like figuring out the kind of Southern thing. Like, that was my first time putting an 808 in the beat at the time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So then I was doing some stuff for this cat Lupe Fiasco. Yep. Mm-hmm. Shout out Lupe Fiasco. Yeah, word. And my boy that was just happened to be with me, I didn't know he played keys. Well, all of a sudden he's just like, yo, just, you know.
Started adding melody to it.
And it was just like, we did this record for Lupe. Atlantic loved it. We did the hook for the record, and you know, we were like, yo, it'd be dope to put Adam Levine on this record. You know, listening, and Atlantic was like, nah, we can't put Adam Levine. We're gonna try this new kid. His name's Bruno Mars and shit on the record. I was like, I don't want no damn Bruno Mars on the record. I want Adam Levine, you know what I'm saying? But so the song was Lupe featuring Bruno at first, and then a month passed, and I think this was a time when Lupe and the label was butting heads, and ended up being Bruno's first single. But after I saw that, you know, it was lighter, by the way. Yeah, but it was just seeing that it was lighter chords. It wasn't like crazy dark. You know what I mean? It was, you know, I think of beats like in colors or whatever.
Yeah,
so
for
like
sure.
It was definitely like a damn blue, yellow, kind of orange kind of thing going on. And that was the time where first, you know, I said, okay, I got to get away from this dark stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let me just start doing some lighter colors. And from then I just figured that part out. Everything else is to me is songwriting.
Yeah.
You know,
it is
it's all songwriting. I don't even spend so much time tweaking snares and stuff like that.
Right.
I'll make a scratch and I'm there with the songwriting.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. And that's what I'm trying to, right now in my life as a producer, I'm trying to master that side of it.
Yeah.
And like you go through so many writers.
Yeah.
You know, because so you might run into one that's really good.
Yeah, they move
but
to LA.
then and they move to LA. You feel me? Or you get one good song out of it and you realize they're still developing to be able to write several good songs.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a process within itself. But like, that's the thing. Once a songwriter gets hot in any form, they take off. They out of here.
Yeah,
they leave
it's hard to keep them. And I feel like in Atlanta, you know, they're here. They come here first.
Yeah.
I feel like they come here, try to figure it out because it's cheaper to live here.
Yeah.
Then they bubble a little bit. Then they head to LA. So I try to catch them when it's early.
Yeah.
And I definitely, like, I don't know if y'all know this cat, Alex.
Yes.
But Alex, he was in there and he was just saying, like, he was like, man, I love writing with you because you're teaching the structure and format and like certain things you can do because even though you can write a song that has 5 different melodies and the second verse has a different melody than the first verse and it got all this stuff, and you're singing all fast and shit, like, people got to remember it, and it has to stick in people's heads. So I just try to do things that are a little more straightforward, and just catchier and with some structure. You know, it's like I just study anything that's on like that's pop record. Yeah, study anything that took off over the last 20 years, and there was structure, and the subject matter was something that was easy to explain. It's like a quick story. It's not like no long. If it takes you 3 minutes to explain the story you're trying to write about, a lot of times it's too confusing.
Too much, right?
It's too much, man.
Yeah, that's FreeGame, bro.
Yeah.
Because I mean that's lifelong struggle for most people.
Yeah.
You know, it's like everybody wants to get into this like really artistic space.
Yeah.
And it's like where that's appreciated. If you're trying to do business though, that's not quite the play. That's not the move. You know, so and that's hard to break to some people. Some people aren't even ready to hear that.
And a lot of them don't even have the knowledge because they don't listen to other music, except they'll listen to you know,
something
whatever
that
Chris
they're
Brown's
into.
doing. Yeah. But I'm like, I listen to Coldplay.
Right.
I mean, for me, you know, it's simple. Like, I put some Coldplay chords over some 808s,
and it's gone.
And a hook and a melody that makes sense.
Yep.
It's just easy, bro.
Yeah, it is, man. It really is.
It's easy. It's just more so about just taking the formulas and making them fit. I did a record for P&B Rock that sounded like a score to a movie almost. You know what I mean? Just big sound and stuff.
Right.
The Selfish record, right?
Yeah, I did Selfish.
Yeah.
And I remember when they were writing the song, he came up to me. He was like, "Yo, I'm selfish. I don't." He just kept going. I was like, "Nah, yo, let people breathe. Say what you gotta say,
and then stop.
Then
let
stop.
them take it.
I'm selfish and then repeat it. You know what I'm saying? Just little stuff like that.
Right.
Excuse me. That people don't really catch on to. So yeah, it's I feel like I have somewhat of a formula, but and I was telling my friend that I was like, shit. As soon as I get the sauce or figure that out, it's a whole nother thing I gotta figure. I gotta figure out how to get my artists on TikTok and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're always learning, always having to adapt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's dope though, man. Because I do think it starts with the song though. Because without that,
facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
Rest of it.
Yeah. I want to get more into like, cause you mentioned your team. I want to get more into like how you put your team together. Cause that's very important. We got to take a quick break though.
Okay.
And then we'll get right back to that.
Yep.
FreeGame Podcast.
Okay.
FreeGame podcast, and we back with super producer Needlz.
Yep.
We were just talking about your team, and I think it's very important to achieve success to have a team. So, who's on your team, and how did you build your team?
Fact.
Like what positions? Like
Yeah. So I think right now my biggest asset is my engineer.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Man, it's like my engineer Dom. Shout out to Dom. I was introduced to him by a mutual friend, Rocky, who is also a big part of Nicole's project, which I'll go into.
Yeah.
But Dom, he's dope because it's not too many people that, one, you can just trust in your studio, taking care of stuff. Like, even if you're not there, being able to handle sessions, run sessions, stuff like that. And one thing that's really dope about Dom is not only he was a producer himself, or he actually is a really dope producer.
Yeah.
So he plays guitar, he vocal produces, and he's nice with Pro Tools. So all those skill sets are used in all the sessions, and he has a personality where whoever he's cutting with, like the artist, they all fall in love with him to the point. You know what I mean? So that type of chemistry that he has with the artist, not only pushing them and stuff like that, that's been a huge asset. Like, he's really the glue, for everything. And so Dom, he's my guy. And then as far as my team in general, it's me, it's another cat, Darren, he really runs more so of the kind of the broad basically the thought out process of what we're trying to do going forward, basically.
Yeah.
So so that's Darren. He's just like my right hand man. So if I'm like, the other day, I was like, not the other day, a couple months ago, I was like, yo, I want to start a podcast to start doing stuff, and then now it's happening. We doing,
that's
what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's good. He's a guy that really can get stuff done. So he's with me more so like on the executive level, but like creative wise, I have a few go-to writers, Jero, my other guy, Rocky, who I mentioned earlier. Between Rocky, Dom, my engineer, and my other guy, TL Cross, who's another cat, he's actually based in New York. Yeah. Between us four, we produced and wrote Nicole's project. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it was just literally, it's funny because Rocky, he's like a finance director at Mercedes or whatever. Right? So he comes after work, like for Nicole's first single, every time he comes after work with these crazy ideas. He's like, yo, we should flip cream. And I'm like, all right, let's just try it. You know what I'm saying? And then, he had the whole vision for the song. He wanted to make an ode to black men, and he had the vision, you know what I mean? Like, just being around people that that had the love for it and can articulate, what's what. And when you have a small group of people that work well together and collaborate, that's really the best thing. After that, after us four, it's Dom, Cross, Rocky, and me. And then we have, Jero, which is probably like my go-to writer. I don't know if you know Jero. He's really dope. He's really versatile. Yeah. And he's the kind of, I like writers that can give me a lot of ideas. Yeah. So I could pick from them. You know what I mean? Because he'll go in there, have the craziest melodies, and all I got to do is just pick. I was like, let's go with that one, that one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then concepts. I mean, he just spits them out. I like that as opposed to the people that are real methodic, and I got to
pry it out.
Out of them, and because I'm literally going to be in there, and I'm going to be in there. Sometimes writers kind of get pissed off at me because I'm like, yo, if it doesn't sound like a record, if it's sounding like some regular shit, then I don't want to do it. Right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, and one thing I get pissed off with, especially with black writers, and they get pissed off at me too, is like I really want shit to make sense. I really don't like taking lines off. You know what I mean? Yeah. I really am picky. It's almost like an equation. You know how like Max Martin and them cats got an equation to how this stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I kind of go back and forth a lot of times with the writers because they want to sauce it up, and I'm like, we have room for that, we have time for that, but let's make sure this is structured. So Jero is probably my go-to writer. I mean, there's so many talented people: Mavell, Bichet, so many talented cats that I just kind of, you know, have come in and out, you know.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
I think that when the work shows for it, man, it's like, you know, if you can call it, being a great producer, in my opinion, is knowing your process and just like really just like mastering.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
but I can, once again though, it's not enough these days.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can make the dopest song. It's not about the songs no more.
About the song, right.
It is to the point where like if you can get this shit in front of enough people, people will ultimately judge what's a good song and then they'll love it. But it's that you got to get it in front of
which
you
is
know,
the hard
people,
part.
which is the hard part. Which is it's been interesting.
So are you like thinking about doing like a label?
Yeah, like I had a you know, I mean I have a production company. Basically, you can come in. We cut like Nicole's album was done all in our studio, cut, mastered by shout out to Herb, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and that was another thing, like, you know, the first single, I think, you know, I was working with Rock Nation and they're like, oh, well, this guy's hot, we're gonna have him mix, you know, master the record or whatever.
Yeah. You like, nah, I know what I wanted to say.
So he mastered it and I guess it's his protocol, he sent it straight to the label. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't have like, yo, I made the track. I want to hear out, you know what I'm saying? And I wasn't 100% happy with that. And I was like, you know what? Going forward, I'm going with my guy so we can bounce ideas. Mm-hmm. If it's not right, if it's coming to you wrong, we can switch it. That stuff is important, man. You know what I mean? Lost my train of thought. But I think that
you were just kind of talking about how you know, you're a production company, so you're doing everything in-house.
Yeah, I'm doing everything in-house to the point where I just had a meeting this morning with a streaming company, you know what I mean? And he's independent and has been getting busy. And I'm just like, yo, how can we partner? You know what I mean? Because after I get the streaming stuff going on with the DSPs and all that stuff, if I can pull in marketing, then I got a full-fledged label. I can make the music. Right. It's this the other stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I just, and I have so much a reserve of talent that like I already got 2 projects pretty much done. And I have 2 or 3 other people that I'm interested in, but I want to make sure I get these people going.
To get what you need.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm ready to go. It's just more so like I don't want to waste anybody's time. I want to make sure each project that we put time into gets its proper shine and do, you know what I mean?
Well, so like would you say are like majors even an interest anymore, or is this more so just,
I mean,
you know, you see
Good
something
question,
else?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I basically, you know, I took my artist, I did some label meetings or whatever, and I saw it. I just saw just really what it was. Like, we love this shit. They loved it. Yeah. But you ain't got enough followers. You ain't got enough streams, whatever. And after I saw that over and over, I was like, all right. You know what I mean? I know what I have to do.
That's it.
And then it's, you know, if I can execute on my end, I'm really going to get to a point where I'm not going to need y'all.
You're not going to need it. And then if it does ever happen, it's like the bag got to be like so.
Yeah.
Get
but
the
isn't
bag
that
right.
odd though? How it's coming to that? Whereas before, I thought it was the label's job to develop the artist and get.
Nah, them days are done. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm actually grateful for that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this. I think that we came through an era where a lot of people ruined the bag. The reason why it's so crazy now is because they gave the bag to people who just didn't even do right. They didn't even deserve it. It was like, it's crazy what some people did with the money. Yeah. And so now, to me, this kind of like evens the playing field. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even if like a Drake or somebody finds an artist, he still got to get that artist hot. They got to have analytics. There's got to be great music involved before the bag gets out. Yeah. And then
at that point, it's like you got to make a decision because, I mean, the labels are literally just, it's like an acquisition company. They just acquire stuff that's already going.
That's already hot. And I like that because you can then approach it from a partnership basis. Because right now, like the old way, you know, if you was hot and they thought you were hot, then they basically just bought you before you became anything. And that's why so many people were complaining about their publishing and their deals. you know, the whole Mace and Diddy story and all that kind of stuff is just kind of like, well, then it was a different thing. It's like, there's a whole bunch of reasons why there was a lopsided deal.
But they put in all the work.
They put in all the work. Yeah. But now the deals, if, you know, provided someone like myself or Needlz goes and gets the whole damn play together with their artists, this is a business deal now. This ain't just an acquisition anymore. This is, I came to the table with this, meet me here. Now let's talk about how we're going to split this up.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think it's so fire, dog. Yeah. It's a great time to meet.
But I guess it's just, it's definitely time as producers, as people that's like, yo, I know that I'm not good at certain things. It's just about finding other talented people, bro. You gotta find other talented people that are willing to, like, you know, because I'm not trying to put people on salary. The only person I got on salary is like my engineer. Outside of that, I'm trying to partner. You know what I'm saying? Right. And, you know, if I could do something to help you out, but I'm trying to grow into something bigger. You know what I mean? So finding really talented people is like, it's funny because it's at the end of the day, it's business. It's business,
and that's it. I'm in the same boat, man. I spend a lot of time just making sure everybody has the right idea. Yeah. Because it's like, so I have an artist. It took me 3 artists to find one artist that has the patience to wait for us to get him to a certain point. It's like, bro, listen, I'm going to tell you now, I can get you the hottest music we can come up with. We can get a few people talking about you. But if you're not ready to walk this walk for like 2 or 3 years before we can get you from 3,000 followers to 40 to 1,000 to maybe 100,000 followers and
grind that shit out,
you know, subscribers, all the shit we got to do, then just let me know now so we don't even, because I got to go find a kid that want to do that. Right. I can't do this with somebody who's not ready for that. Yeah. And so that's what it is. It's about finding that patient artist or the person that really understands the whole play now. Yeah, so, and a lot of them don't. They don't.
Not at all.
Yeah, they think it's easy, and nah, it's a grind, man.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the business though, because it's been that way since day one. Yeah. No matter what era you came in, there's a group of people that got it, and there were a group of people that just didn't
get it. Yeah,
and then there were a lot of those that didn't, were way more talented in some cases than the ones that did get it. Yeah, but that's the way the game works. It's like, that's why such and such be winning, because he sit down and he work it out. He figured it out. Yeah. So.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You got. I mean. Yeah. You don't ain't no plan Bs.
Yep.
Well, you know, you're a multiple Grammy winner. One of those I want to talk about. How this coming about? You got a record on probably the hottest album. Was it 2019, 2018? Cardi B. Invasion of Privacy.
That's crazy.
You know, like, how did that whole situation come about?
That was a situation with my publisher. Just was like, yo, you got a session. Like, when I go to LA probably once a month, once every other month, a week or so at a time, and they just load my schedule up. I do like 2 sessions a day and stuff like that. Yeah. And it was like, oh, just show up here. This time you're gonna work with this and this. And I never heard of the people. It was a producer named Scribs from London, and a girl named Needlz. So I didn't know, when I walked into the room, I didn't know if Needlz was like the artist. I didn't know. I just knew to show up. Yeah. So once I found out who everybody was, it was the thing where, like, we sat down. It was at APG studio. You know, I'm an NPC guy, so I pull out my little NPC Live, and then he's like on Logic or something else. I think it was Fruity Loops or something like that. But it's that funny part when they just, you know, you're collabing with somebody you never met. Yeah. It's like, I don't know what your strong suits are. I don't know what you do well. I never heard any of your stuff. You probably never heard. Well, I don't know. Whatever. So I'm just gonna start with the drums. I'm gonna toss you the drums. Get a pocket together, toss it to you, and then kind of produce how I produce with other shit, especially with other musicians too. I'm like, let's try this. You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah, it's kind of, you know what I mean? So, you know, he's going through like a ton of little vocal loops and stuff like that and samples. And I was like, yo, I think we both agreed on a joint, and we just kind of looped it up and built it out. And he was doing his thing. And it's so funny because the cats these days, they so fast. Yeah. You know what I mean? He was just, and I'm like, yo, that's dope. And we did like 2 quick little beats or whatever. And the writer is just girl. She's probably the hottest writer out right now. Her name is Nisha. I had never met her or heard any of her stuff. She was just a quiet little girl, soft spoken. I think we talked. She went to NYU or something as well, and then she got in a booth, and it was. Just, I think everybody looked at each other like, "Yo, this is a record!" Like, and I think that was one of the times, one of the rare times that I don't want to say the rare time, but because ultimately, it's so funny. I had this thing in my head, like every producer, during the week, we do a track or a song that we feel like is the one. Yeah. Nigga, the one to the point where this the one, nigga, I'm about to buy this new crib off this one. Yeah. This is about to go crazy. You know what I'm saying? And then the song may not go anywhere, but we do it every night. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We shooting for that thing. Yeah. But this one was like, these are gonna go. And I sent them to my guy. I sent it to my guy at Atlantic Success, and it was probably one of the easier placements. It wasn't like no thing. One funny thing was that the other cat, Scribs, he didn't want the song to go to Cardi B because he didn't see that, Cardi wasn't Cardi back then. She was the whatever called the reality show. Right. Cardi. Right. But prior to that session, I had just left New York and they were running Bodak Yellow. And I kind of felt it. I was like, this is the project to be on. You know what I'm saying? We had to like really convince the dude that like, yo, this will be a great look for us, and ended up doing well.
That's a song Ring, right?
Yeah, it's the Ring with Kalani, and produced by me, Scribs, and written by Nisha. Yeah, man, it was real random, and I think it's funny because my career is this thing where I come up with like a record like that, and then I'm still working. You know what I'm saying? I went back, did 2 of my artist project, and still bubbling, and then I'll have another record pop up. Yeah. This year I'm excited. I got a record coming out that it's funny because I don't know all the artists that are gonna be on it, but I just know it's gonna be a big record. It's weird. It's weird where all the artists ain't even on the record yet, but I think I got something crazy. There it is,
man. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
that's fire, man.
That's crazy. So what are your plans? I know you just got I think it's open a studio.
Yeah, I have this. I've been actually there for a few years. I'm looking to expand. I'm looking to, get a compound like this, you know what I mean? And I think, that's really the goal. One thing that's kind of been stunting my growth a little bit is I have one big room and I have a small room, but it's like right next to my big room. So it's not like I'm not able to work efficiently. If I had 3 rooms, I would be having, I would be spitting them out. So right now, I'm just looking for a space that where I can, get 3 or 4 rooms so I can have a lot more going on. That's coming. The A room, that's the show, and then also Leak Eazy. That's another thing. That all falls under my Dry Rain. That's the name of my company. Nice. That all falls under that umbrella. And we got some other cool kind of shows and concepts and that I'm really looking forward to.
That's dope, man. Yeah. Well, yeah, bro, you got a family here, man. If you need anything from us, man, we rock with you, man. And
for sure.
Thank you for coming on the show another time, bro.
Thanks, man.
I can't wait to talk like maybe next year because I already know what's up.
Yeah, I want to hear about that record you're talking about.
Yeah.
After it drop.
Yeah, it's just interesting how this record is. And I think the dopest thing about it for me is like I have a goal, like a personal goal, to get #1s and like 8 different charts, you know what I'm saying? And I got like 4 right now, 3 or 4 right now. Wow. But this one is a Latin record. So that's why I'm like, I need that Latin joint, you know what I'm saying? And how they're streaming crazy. So yeah, man, that's just been a goal of mine, and I really want to kind of like check that off my list to try to get #1s on these different in these different charts. So outside of that, man, y'all look out for Sherry Silver. She's something that's a little different. She's a mixed girl. She looks like she's Persian or something like that, but she's like, once again, it's like rock, trap, pop. You know what's funny is because like Yellow Wolf. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a little rock, little exactly. Trap. You know what I'm saying?
Fido.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of that XXX, Yellow Wolf, who else in that space? You know what I mean? Where it's, you know, I feel
Kind
like
of a rock space.
yeah, I feel like rock is coming back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
No,
just
it
that
is.
Definitely.
just that rebellious kind of don't give a fuck kind of
Yeah.
attitude. That's kind of what she embodies. Once again, her single Little Heart, we doing like a little teaser on Valentine's Day.
That's
And
dope.
then after that, you know, she'll be looking out for more stuff for her.
We certainly will, man. That
Yep.
shit's fire, bro.
Thanks, man.
Well,
Thank
yeah,
you so
man.
much, man. We really appreciate it, man. It's an
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
honor
what's your
and a
IG?
privilege.
It's produced by Needlz, so it's PRODBYNEEDLZ.
There it is.
Yep.
All right,
find me
man.
there.
Well, thank you, brother, man. We're going to do
All
this
right.
again.
Yeah, I
For sure.
appreciate it, bro.
Yes, sir.
Free Game
All right.
Podcast. Peace.
Yes, sir.
Free gang.
Yo, we hope you enjoyed this episode of the Free Game Podcast. If you did enjoy it, make sure you subscribe to the Airbit channel right below. Just hit subscribe on the button below. Or you can go to youtube.com/airbit. You know what I'm saying? If you're feeling the podcast, make sure you share it. Let your friends know. Also, there's an audio version of the podcast. Look in the notes below and you'll see where to subscribe to that at.
Yeah.
Free Game Podcast.
Free gang.